Here on the outskirts of Brasilia, only 5 minutes ago, we witnessed a raid. And now, we have a flat tire. It was punctured by a nail that, well, you could think was either a coincidence or part of a strategy used by the animal dealers who don't like to be filmed by a camera like this. It seems to me that this is a fine piece of work.
Yes, it's done in order to help the work of all the dealers and to prevent you from doing your work. They're little things that you have to be on the lookout for. Always alert so that the entire operation isn't paralyzed just because of a little trick like this, as they would like.
To prove to the police that a bird was born in captivity, it should be tagged as a chick. But as they say, he who knows the law also knows the way around it.
For the dealers, it is very important to legalize a wild bird, as though it had been born in captivity. They use this cage and put a bird in it, and they squeeze it until its feet come out. With one foot isolated and immobilized, they can attach the closed ring of a legalized bird to it. To do this, they use oil, normally turtle oil, to thin the bird's tarsus. This ringing is fraudulent. It is a crime because the bird was not born in captivity. Thus, they managed to make a free animal legal and escape our prosecution. It is a very common procedure among international dealers, not only with small birds like this one, but with large ones as well, like toucans, parrots, and other valuable birds in this business.
Some of the little birds resting behind bars at the IBAMA's offices after the work done by the superintendent and his men displayed the nervousness of any living being recently kidnapped. This shisheu so desired its freedom that it would not have lasted very long in its captor's hands. Its place, like that of all free wildlife, is in the forest. Traffic in species like this robs us of unrepeatable scenes acted out by animals that fulfill a unique role in the land where they were born. The defense of natural moments like this is often paid with one's life in Brazil. Dr. Lobo da Costa is Roberbal's boss, and like him, also faces danger. Your work is above all a calling.
Without a doubt.
Let's talk about these photos. Here's a bullet hole. What happened? You were driving here and I see the shot is aimed right for the forehead. It didn't hit you.
He stopped in the road and opened fire. It nearly hit us.
How many times in the name of IBAMA and its law enforcement office have you had problems of this sort?
In 20 years of work in the Amazon and the Marshall Lands, we have lost 28 men. Last year we had 1 murder and 2 injuries, and this year, so far, none.
Is this job done for money, for love of nature? What's in your heart?
Obviously. This is my job and it is dangerous. We earn our livings this way, but it is clear that we give more than we get economically. I do this job mostly because I love it. It's not just me, but all of my men feel this when they travel all over the Amazon, the Atlantic coast, or the Marshall Lands in Mato Grosso.
You're a man of action. You don't only work here in your office. That map is full of points where you work. When are you going to sit behind the wheel of another vehicle and receive, Although we hope not. Another scare.
Yes, all the time. Next month, we'll be on the road again.
When we buy an exotic animal, let's not forget the shady background behind this deal. The laws of the market hide the inhuman aspects which we are obliged to show you.
Esse é o macho. É, vai sair aí, ó. Pode colocar. Aqui é a fêmea. A fêmea tem o azul, ó. E a cabeça dela é menor.
In buying a parrot not born in captivity, your hands could be stained in blood. Where there's money involved, for some people, anything goes. To make a parakeet into a parrot is a matter of minutes. There's no market without consumers, of course. And buying a simple pet could be an act of complicity. Are we willing to continue to feed this business? They are astonished, as we are. With this cruel transformation, these dealers will make $10 more than if it were just a simple parakeet, as they say. For them, if they aren't of any economic use, some birds are simply worthless. We are in the city of Belém. It's 8 in the morning. We have been waiting for this moment for days. We are meeting an animal dealer, and it will be very hard to get information out of him. First, because we don't want to buy the animal he's going to show us, obviously. We only want you to see it and to take part in our investigation with us. And second, because if the police catches him at that moment, he'll go to jail without a doubt. This is not the only possible way, and of course it is not the solution. Here in the Belém market, endangered species are still being sold. Join me, you're going to see it right now. How long has it been here in this box?
About 20 days.
But how do I get it through the airport? How do I get it out?
You go to the federal police and they'll get it through.
And you get this note?
No, I don't, but if you go to the airport, you will.
How can I get an official note for this animal? Is it difficult?
No, it's not very difficult.
IBAMA doesn't let us. It's prohibited. If they see us or something, they won't let us.
If you go to the airport and talk with the police, you'll get it.
If you give him a little money, bribe the policeman, right? Have you sold anything else like this?
Yes. Yes, I've already sold several. Fernando, where are you at?
It has been in this box for 20 days. If you don't manage to sell it, what are you going to do with it? Take it home? Why would you want it at home?
What do you mean if I take it?
Yes, I mean, if you don't manage to sell it, what are you going to do with this animal?
I have people who are going to buy it.
Who are they, Brazilians or tourists?
All the tourists, they buy them and take them away.
But I thought it was prohibited. I didn't know you could buy a snake like that.
No, it's prohibited. But if you give money to the federal police officer, that's that.
We thought it was going to be much more difficult to get them to speak in front of our camera. But we all know how excited people get to go on television. These thoughtless petty criminals continue showing us their merchandise. They do their work, we do ours as we try to demonstrate that this is a business that always has buyers. Pythons for tourists and snobs, and snakes with a deadly bite for multinational pharmaceutical companies. We are like pirates aboard a defenseless Amazon. One question. If this animal is so dangerous, so poisonous, who buys it?
The gringos, the foreigners.
The gringos? Foreigners in general. What do they buy it for?
They take it to make vaccines with its poison.
Laboratories and the rest. How much do they pay for a snake like this one?
For one of these, $90.
And how many do you catch a year, more or less?
I don't know.
But it's very dangerous. You risk your lives in this. And is it worth it for 150 reales?
We live off this here.
When are they going to come to get this one? Did they already order it, or do you wait for them to come? Do they order it on the phone?
I call and they come and look for it. No, no more.
Cut, Javi. The police are coming. Let's get out of here. The police are coming. Okay? There's no magic trick here. Ophidians alongside watermelons, baskets, fruits of the jungle. Animals in danger of extinction. Some of them you and I buy if we are irresponsible, if we're bad tourists, or if we don't love the earth we walk and travel on. Laboratories also buy and make a lot of money from such dangerous, poisonous, and necessary animals as this snake we have just seen.